Judge Jeanine is filling in on Jesse Waters because I guess Jesse blew a gasket supporting Trump. Like he's just he must have like buried the needle, as Egon would say, doing it. So they had to bring in Jeanine to cover for him. And this is Jesse Waters' prime time with Judge Jeanine. Judge Jeanine does Jesse just for us.
Welcome to Jesse Waters Prime Time. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro. Joe Biden.
I'm not a judge. Sorry.
Said he wanted to run for president for a lot of reasons. But the biggest one was...
Okay, I have never seen anyone look so afraid to read a teleprompter in my life. Has it been so long since she's done her show, and being on the 5 has just made, she's afraid she's lost the skill? I mean, this is straight up like Norma Desmond.
The soul of America.
In the battle for the soul of this nation. Oh, that's even more true today. We are in the battle for the soul of this nation. We're in a battle for the soul of this nation.
Yes, we know. We saw this part.
The battle for the soul of this nation. In the battle for the soul of the nation. Forging the soul of a nation. I knew we were in the battle for the soul of the nation. Winning the battle for the soul of America.
He's planning on saving souls again tonight.
Boy,
in just 1 hour.
And what I'm going to do is tell you how awful it is before it's even happened.
He'll be delivering a rare primetime speech where his administration says he's going to be unifying America.
It's not a political speech. This is an opportunity, again, for the president to directly have a conversation with the American people. What we're going to hear from him is how to move the country forward. That's going to be the focus of the speech tonight. It's going to be optimistic. It's going to be hopeful.
But for months, his rhetoric leading up to the speech has been,
oh my God! For months, it's
anything but
that's not what the senator do.
Unifying.
Oh no!
Let me tell you about this ultra MAGA agenda. It's extreme, as most MAGA things are. This MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history. I don't have to tell you about the...
Well, he's just saying the inverse of what Trump is saying, which is like, this is the best movement ever. Suck it, MLK. Screw you, Women's March. Buzz off suffrage. Edmund Pettus bridge my ass. This MAGA rules. Like
the ultra MAGA agenda attacking families and our freedoms. The MAGA Republicans don't just threaten our personal rights and economic security. They're a threat to our very democracy.
Right.
They refuse.
And no lies detected.
To accept the will of the people. They embrace political violence. They don't believe in democracy.
And Joe's planning on continuing that line of rhetoric tonight. A few excerpts from his speech tonight have been released saying, quote, MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards.
Right.
Backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love.
Yeah, that's, I mean, if you take their word for it.
For a long time, we've reassured ourselves that American democracy is guaranteed. But it is not. We have to defend it, protect it, stand up for it, each and every one of us.
Which, of course, Jeanine knows is bullshit. Democracy is on autopilot. It's an app. And I don't know what all this clamoring is about.
Now, that doesn't sound too unifying to me.
And really, the each and every one of us part didn't sound too unifying. The each and every one of us have to stand up for democracy and protect it. That we might have a, I don't know, some people might even call it a unifying principle. Hey, 666 people in the chat room. Thanks so much. Feel free to give a 666 super chat in any of its various forms. Obviously, the easiest one being $6.66. And also, excuse me, 1 second, mid-sneeze. Don't forget to subscribe on Twitch. Twitch subscriptions Subscribe today. Oh, yeah.
What happened to this guy?
I'm an American president.
Yeah, he said the same thing last night.
I represent all of you, whether you
he said that.
voted for me or against me.
Right. But you had to be a voter. You had to believe in voting. That's the point, too.
And I'm going to make sure that you're represented.
We shouldn't be surprised because for the last 2 years, Joe Biden has divided Americans at every turn. He did it during the pandemic.
Oh, did he?
He blamed
between the people who are willfully not getting vaccinated, who are clogging up hospitals,
the unvaccinated and forced mandates. And anyone who disagreed with him, a bunch of Neanderthals.
The last thing we need is the Neanderthal thinking that in the meantime, everything's fine. Take off your mask. Forget it. It still matters.
Do you think voters should show ID? You're a Jim Crow racist.
What's going on now in about 30 states is literally un-American. It's about trying to prevent people from voting rather than allow them to vote. This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
This is...
Yeah, that's not... that wasn't about voter ID, dummy. That was about literally seeing an entire district, especially of people of color in, say, places like Georgia, and having some state representative override the entire will of those voters and install whoever the fuck they want.
Isn't unifying. Joe's idea of a unified America is an America without those evil MAGA Republicans.
When you ask me about the mega agenda, especially as it relates to Congress.
It's pronounced maggot, by the way. The T is very small, but it's there.
As it relates to elected officials, it is one of the most extreme agendas that we have seen. They are threatening political violence, and they are attacking our democracy.
Right.
Expect to hear a lot of that tonight.
Expect to hear no pushback from me on the merits of that, just that how dare he. It's outrageous. Outrageous, I tell you.
Republicans and Donald Trump supporters are a threat to democracy.
Well, no. He makes a distinction between regular run-of-the-mill Republicans and specifically the maggots, the Donald Trump supporters, as a distinct class of people. That's where the whole, the big thing is right now, the MAGA world is trying to, use the rest of the Republican conservatives as human shields. Now, they made their bed and they have to lie in it with these idiots. But that's what's happening. Basically, they're talking about you, not just me, is the entire argument right now.
Joe's message is clear. They tried to destroy democracy in 2020, and if you're not careful and vote Democrat, they're going to do it again in the midterms. What are those extreme MAGA Republicans saying? One of them gave a pre-buttal to the president's speech just an hour ago.
A pre-butt?
Instead of trying to bring our country together to solve these challenges,
he's refusing to kiss Donald Trump's ass.
President Biden has chosen to divide.
Oh, yeah? Did he happen to send a bunch of assholes up to the Capitol to kick your ass and hang the vice president? I'm just asking for a friend.
Demean
who votes
and disparage his fellow Americans.
Well, the debate about whether or not you're an American if you don't believe in voting or voting as the choice for selecting leaders anymore is a valid one to have.
Why?
Because you're assholes?
Simply because they disagree with his policies.
No. See, there are a lot of people that simply disagree with his policies. It's the ones that are calling for violence against the FBI or election workers or setting up traps within the election systems in different states to try and guarantee Republicans can win. This has fuck all to do with baseline disagreements. As a matter of fact, that's the issue more than any other. That was the need for the speech, is that what the Republicans are engaging in right now, especially the maggots, is well beyond not being heard in their disagreement. There's every opportunity for them to participate in any of the bills that have gone forward. And in some areas, they've actually signed on and voted with it. And in other areas, they just refuse to participate at all for purely political reasons, even if a majority of their own constituents want the actual bill to go through.
When the president speaks tonight,
he's going to sound as tough and as rough as I can. He's going to be letting you guys know that he's going to open up a fresh can of whoop ass, or maybe even cook some up from scratch like I do right here now.
At Independence Hall, the first lines out of his mouth should be to apologize for slandering tens of millions of Americans.
Yeah. Tens of thousands. It's a much smaller crowd.
As fascists. What Joe Biden...
As fascists. As fascists. Actually, this is one of the slowest speeches he's ever given.
Biden doesn't understand is that the soul of America is in the tens of millions of hardworking people.
Who vote and live with what the elections, however they turn out.
Loving families, of law-abiding citizens.
Okay, yeah, so that's the point. See, we're not talking about those folks. If they're law-abiding, they're off the list. Yeah, the problem we have is the, like, threatening to kill people part. That's against the law, fucko.
Whom he vilified.
Understand? Okay? He's saying nasty things. Nasty. He's being nasty. Feels nasty. It's dirty. This is dirty pool, dirty politics. This is dirty pocket pool politics.
For simply wanting a stronger, safer, and more prosperous country.
And more prosperous... Jesus Christ, let your hair down, buddy. More prosperous country. And I'm proud to be a American, where at least I know I pay a fee.
Now, that's a message we can all get behind.
Well, yeah, downwind from.
Despite what Joe Biden says, the vast majority of Americans want the same thing.
That's actually what he said. He's going to, in an hour, he might even say that.
We want a strong economy.
Okay, delivering. He's got you covered. Congratulations. Way to go, Joe. He's doing that for you. Enjoy yourself. What next?
Cheap gas.
Well, you came to the right place. Nothing's cheaper than this. It's just one of those cheap gas. You got it. Cheap gas. These are the two things: a strong economy and cheap gas. Okay, you know, those great American. How about the ability to go wherever you want, easily, safely, and cheaply, even if it's in an electric car or solid public transportation, or on a fucking train that doesn't take forever and is very comfortable, or a fucking flights that leave on time. There's a
reasonable cost of living.
A reasonable cost of living.
Safety for our families, and fairness and equal treatment, regardless of what political party you belong to.
Yeah, exactly. Just because you were the Republican president doesn't mean you get to abscond with national secrets when it's illegal. You get treated like everybody else. Congratulations, Judge Jeanine. What have we got for her, Johnny? You've won everything you asked for from the guy you're shitting on.
But that's a problem for Joe Biden.
It is?
Because he hasn't been able to deliver on any of that.
No, he hasn't been able to deliver on any of that.
So he's resorting to name-calling and smears in the hope that it will save Democrats in the midterms.
Actually, you guys saved us in the midterms with the whole Dodd thing. You showed your hand, you did it too quickly, you're a bunch of psychopaths, and you woke up the sleeping dragon. That's... Women of the country are like, hang on a second. Talk about thinking democracy was on autopilot.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, that was the end of that.